Yay! Oh, I should turn the volume down on my own phone. Hello, and welcome to my so-called life. My name is William, and this is the House of Sewing. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, and yes, I have the longest opening in sew biz. How's it going? My name is William, and this is my so-called life.
Get the most fun out of life, out of being a mother and wife. With new fashion excitement that's all created by you. On your new Touch and Sew
Sewing machine by Singer.
Touch and Sew.
Another first from Singer.
Be the girl with the golden touch on your new Singer Golden Touch and Sew machine. Dozens of exclusive features, like this new built-in needle threader for the golden slant needle and the push-button bobbin that winds right in the machine. What a wonderful new feeling. You can do all three kinds of sewing: straight, zigzag, and chain stitch.
Touch and Sew, the push-button bobbin way.
Come sew on one at your Singer Center. Choose from 5 Touch and Sew models from $149.95.
What's new for tomorrow?
Is at Singer
Yay!
today.
Hello. Oh, I should show myself, huh? Hello, and welcome to the House of Sewing. My name is William, and it is Wednesday night. I hope everybody's having a great evening. I want to say hello to Mona. Welcome. Great to see you. Nightmare Baby, great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Great to see you. And Katie Crafts. I don't know why I like your name. Awesome. Great to see you. Katie Crafts. I think it's because it just rolls off the tongue, you know? But to anyone watching, everyone is welcome here in the House of Sewing. Really quickly, before we get to all of the fun stuff, if I will ever figure out my disclaimer, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the views of every single human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening. I was watching Donnell's live right before I went to my son's MMA class. Today has been an interesting day. Yay! Hello. Great to see you. I've been doing a lot of running around. I have an absolute hilarious story about thrifting and a human being who buys too many sewing machines and the one sewing machine that got away. Yay! Hello, everybody. Great to see you, Donnell. Great to see you. Yay! Hello, Katie. Hello. Awesome. Great to see you, Kilroy. Hello. So I'm gonna pull my table out. I go back and forth, and I haven't necessarily some random bug flies, as I haven't necessarily decided what I'm gonna do this evening, but I have quite a few options. But I'm leaning more towards tweed pants because I'm sitting in a room of tweed. Absolutely. Do you know we often talk about food here, and at the end of this stream, I walk out of this room starving. I am absolutely starving by the end of the stream. So it looks like we're talking about food early this evening. I know it sounds crazy as somebody who collects sewing machines, but it's actually kind of a funny story. So there I was. Oh, let me pull my table out before I do my lucky number 11 routine. Actually, yeah, I'll pull my table out. Oh, I forgot this table is going to give me trouble. So there I was, minding my own business. Not me, I'm full. I went to the beautiful Goodwill by my house. It's Laundry Rama here tonight, so I'll be a little in and out. I have about 10 loads. Oh, laundry. That's a dirty word around here. I feel like I'm running a laundromat at my house. I legitimately do. But that's just the thing that, like, I'm a parent, so I'm always like, turn off the lights. Do you have a friend in the power company? All right. So, I don't know. I was going to make chaps, but then I've been cleaning, and I probably made 20 pairs of chaps in the beginning of this year. So 3 loads of clothes, 7 loads of bedding. Absolutely. I went to my local Goodwill. I dropped off my son at his class, and we go every day. He is there all of the time. So I dropped him off and I left because I get a lot of shopping. I get a lot of parent stuff done while he's at his class. That's not. So I go to my local Goodwill, and keep in mind, every once in a while, they'll have a sewing machine. And for anyone wondering, I collect sewing machines, and I'm sitting in a room of hundreds of sewing machines. So in a weird way, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to anything that's a Singer. For some reason, Singer owns the West Coast. There are Singer sewing machines everywhere. I rarely have seen a FOF when I'm sorry. Every single sewing machine that I've purchased that wasn't a Singer, I probably purchased it out of town. So that was me today, Kilroy. 6 loads of laundry. Guess today is laundry day. So I walk into my local Goodwill, and the beautiful person behind the counter is like, "Hey, William, person I know, there's a sewing machine back there." So I start double timing it towards the back of the store, and I walk over there, and there's this young man standing over the sewing machine. And the West wasn't built until Singer stomped all over the coast. For real, though. Singer does own the West Coast. And, I am, as somebody who has a teenage son, I'm here to educate the youth. But, son, don't get in between me and a sewing machine. He's standing there, and this poor kid looked at me, and he's like, "Oh, do you want this too?" I was like, "Are you done with that? Because I'm gonna buy that." That was literally my tone. And you know what? When I say he was a kid, he was obviously over 19ish. He had a full beard. He was dressed like a hobo, so that means he was a rich kid. In my town, somebody will step out of a Ferrari looking like a 1920s boxcar hobo. It's the strangest thing. Long story short, he looks at me and he's like, "Hey, do you know, what do you think this machine's worth?" And I looked and I said, "Where does the price tag say?" And he's like, "Oh, $20." And I was like, it's worth $20. It wouldn't turn over. And he had it plugged in and he kept on pushing on the machine to the point where, hey, how's it going? Oh, Dose is going in the thumbnail Hall of Fame. How's it going? So the kid's standing there. And you know, I am a grown man. Even though I'm the size of a teenager, I am a grown man. Okay, William, my viewers today were chatting during my live stream, but they want you on my channel. Get your... I will. You know what? This is my busy time of year. I'm going to, tonight, because I've had too much espresso, I will be going in, finding your email, because I want to go on your channel as well. He's going to have to check with the... So I'm standing there, and this young man looks at me, and he's like, keep in mind, this whole point of contention is over a 1960s, obviously a 1960s singer, because it was still metal. It was that beautiful blue. It was that beautiful blue. And the machine was looking at me like, "Please take me home," as this neckbeard was pawing the machine. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying not to let him know that this is what I do. I collect sewing machines, guy. Because there's a whole other generation of people that are resellers. I am not. I do resell a sewing machine or two, but let's be honest. Let me switch my camera. Hold on. Let's be real honest. It's been a while since I've sold a sewing machine. I collect sewing machines. So this kid was... I'm looking forward to checking out both of your channels. Awesome. So he was asking me dumb questions, and I'm trying not to be rude because I'm overtly polite in public, because I wish that's how the world was, even though it's not. So I'm sitting there, and then the kid was like, "Oh, keep in mind, it didn't have a table. It didn't, it was missing everything. But someone like me, I could bring that sewing machine back to life. Of course I can, because I'm sitting in, So, and he, it's tap tap. He was the first person there. So he's standing over the sewing machine and he's asking me questions. And he's like, "How much do you think this thing will resell for?" I said, "I don't know," because I didn't want to tell him the truth. And he's like, 240, $300. I'm not kidding you. One day I'm going to need heart medication. One day I'm going to need heart pills. And it's moments like this where he's looking at it from the vulture point of view. And I respect that, because I do resell a lot of things, but sewing machines are something that I absolutely love. So I know that he had maybe $40, $50 worth of a sewing machine in his hands. And they were selling it for $20, and it was a Singer. And I'm looking at this kid and I'm giving him the Jaffa death stare. I'm just looking at him like, "Kid, put the machine down." And then he asks me, he's like, "Hey," and keep in mind, this entire interaction was maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but the whole time my heart's like, "Gagoosh, gagoosh." And I have my my poker face on, and I'm just looking at him like, "Kid, you're wasting my time." Like, hell, you resell anything. That room is proof you don't. So he made the mistake because once he said he was going to resell it for $300, I was so offended. He was talking, and all of a sudden it was Charlie Brown's teacher. All I heard was wah, 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 wah. I was in Charlie Brown world because I was like, are you kidding me? I started getting vertigo because this child was playing with that sewing machine. I would have taken it home. I would have given it a good home. This is literally the rest home for old sewing machines. Long story short, he looks at me and he's like, in an arrogant way, he looks at me and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to look it up on YouTube. My table's here, so I'm not going to be as dramatic as I want to be. But I want you to think about something. For the past 5 years, I've been sitting here posting videos about Singer sewing machines, about restoring, about rescuing any word with an R I've posted about sewing machines. So when this child Googles or goes on YouTube, he's gonna find me. I'm so offended right now. On behalf of all sewing machine hoarders, I am so offended that some reseller who didn't know what he had he took it too, because I went back and checked. And you know what? He's gonna find my channel. When he Googles it, he's gonna find me. I'm so mad. I'm not over it because I'm still talking about it. Neck beard. And you know what? That sad sewing machine, it's probably sitting in a room that smells like onions and just depression. I feel that sewing machine is crying right now. Oh man. And the kid, I could tell the kid was a reseller because he was wearing hammer pants. He had a what are those things? What is that little poof at the top? What is that little poof at the top? I'm sorry, I'm old. Oh, if I have a heart attack before I'm 50, it's gonna be because of flippers. Oh, I had a moment yesterday. And the funny thing is, this kid, yes, a man bun. Thank you. A man bun. Move aside, child, because thank you. And that's another thing. Thank you, Katie Crafts. I'm old. I show up with cash. I would have given him cash right then and there. My middle name is just shut up and take my money. I was so mad, and it was beautiful. And the funny thing is, I probably have the table for it because I have at least 3 Singer tables that do not have the proper sewing machine in it. So I guarantee you, no matter what era it was, I probably have the table for it. Oh, yes, a man bun. Oh, yes. Where I live, you can spot the rich kids really, and I'm not saying this like I wasn't one 25 years ago. People here are just privileged, but this guy, like, he screamed. You know what the funny thing is? When I work with people with beards, they're pipe fitters, they're welders. They change tractor tires in front of me where I'm standing on the other side of the fence, like if something blows. So when I think of a beard, I think of somebody who knows how to shoe a horse. A flipper with a man bun, I would have gone to jail. I wouldn't have been able to restrain myself. Thank you. And you know what it is too? I'm going to tell you this with love. I don't think flippers just do not have the passion. And as you can see, I'm crying about it the next day. And then the worst part about it, he asked me, he's like, how do you get this thing going? And I looked at him and I was like, I'm not kidding you. I am in my 40s. And I told a 20-something-year-old yesterday, I'm not going to tell you. It just flopped on the floor. It fell out of my mouth. I was like, Are you kidding me? After everything you just put me through, I'm not telling you anything. And like I said, the entire irony out of all of this is I guarantee you, he's probably sitting in his house right now, Googling it, and he's like, oh, it's me. Oh, I was so mad. I walked straight out of the store. My cheeks were hot. My cheeks were hot. I could feel my cheeks right here. It's funny now. It's funny now, but I was literally heated. If you have a beard and you don't actually work for a living or on an old man who's seen it all, you're just being a pretentious prick. Oh, that poor sewing machine. That poor sewing machine is probably listening to Dashboard Confessional right now. That sewing machine is crying. And you know what the worst part about it is? He's going to put it up for sale in my town, and I'm one of the only people that buys on the message board. Oh. Hell, some of the hardest working men I've known who are clean shaven. The guys with the beards just want to put it on airs for real. So to that poor 1960s sewing machine, if you're watching, my so-called life is here for you. I'll keep an eye out for you at rummage sales when the guy can't fix it. Oh, I would have said that's a crappy year. I talked so much trash about the sewing machine. And I was like, it's missing this and this and this. And he obviously saw that I knew what I was talking about. I think he purchased it just because I was like, I'm very abrupt. I'm very abrupt. I will not waste your time, nor do I want somebody else to waste. So I was like, are you going to buy that? Oh, yeah, but that was the year where they switched the arms around and totally messed things up. Oh, it's poor sewing machine. That sewing machine is crying right now. I need to sew something. I need to. You know, I constantly talk about the sewing adventure, and the journey is always most of the time more exciting than actually getting there. And this one was funny. I was mad yesterday. And you know what? I know that guy's not going to know what to do. He's going to Google it and see me. Oh, I'm getting hot. My cheeks are getting hot again. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, William, do not make a scene. Do not make a scene, because everybody knows that you sew. And if you're in another Karen video screaming about a sewing machine, they're going to know it's you. So I calmly stomped at me and my cowboy hat, exited stage left. Oh, these kids. Youth is so wasted on the young. Oh. Oh, these kids. Oh. In order to avoid a fabric avalanche, I had to move a few things. Oh. We're gonna send in the SEAL Team 6 for that sewing machine. If they can get Bin Laden, they can get that. I'm gonna see it soon. I'm on every message board in this town, in every county. I'm the guy. I'm the sewing machine guy around here. And I have quite a reputation, and I never thought it would be about sewing machine. It's hilarious when I walk into Goodwills and I'm like, I've never walked in this Goodwill, and I walk in and people are like, hi, William, because, you know, they rotate the staff. Oh, even the people in Nevada know me because I've been there multiple times now. Someone get William some blood pressure meds. I'm gonna need heart pills. Oh man. Oh, you know what though? It was I not. You're not always gonna win. You're not always gonna hit a home run. I'm. That's why I'm sitting at this angle. I'm sitting in a room of sewing machines, so it's not like I lost. It's just that one that got away. Oh, maybe it'll come back and we'll sing Summer Lovin'. I'll be John Travolta. He needs Lipitor and a coupon for Tai Chi classes. I should have woosaw. I should have been woosaw. I should have woosawed in there. Oh, and and the funny thing is, I sat in my car and I told myself, William, you are a grown man. Do not be mad about a sewing machine. And I felt my cheeks were just on fire. I am smoke. I am the real life smoke. You could walk in here. You won't see me because I'll blend in. They'd have to send a hobbit to get my sewing machine. Oh, I am smoke sitting in the mountain of gold sewing machines. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm still talking about it. So obviously I'm not over it. I hope that young man and his sewing machine, nothing but prosperous adventures, but I know it's going to be for sale soon. You got a Virginia ham under each arm and you're crying because you don't have a loaf of bread. Kilroy, I'm writing that. Kilroy, you're throwing a no-hitter again. I'm writing that one down. That's a t-shirt. That is something that a foreman would say to like a first year fill in the blank. Oh, that's beautiful. You should have gone and showed him your videos. See all those machines, they don't sell anymore. And that's another thing. Thank you, Mona, for bringing this up. There's a very specific market when it comes to these sewing machines. Hold on, let me stand up again. Actually, no, I can raise my hand. And that market is me. I'm the market. It's to the point where there are certain thrift stores that have my phone number and they call me. They call me because they know that sewing machine is just going to sit on the shelf. And if they give me a decent price, which is usually like 25, 30 bucks, I'll purchase it. You know what the sad thing is, Mona, is that eventually he's going to Google Singer restoration and he's going to find my old videos from 4 or 5 years ago. Every single sewing machine sitting back here, especially the non-treadle, anything I could put a motor on, I did a video for. And I'm at 400 something videos. 100 something of those videos are restoration videos of sewing machines because I'm sponsored by 3-in-1 Oil. You know what? It's a funny story, but these kids, it's what I do. It's literally what I do. So I'm going to start wearing my biker vests again. Winter is coming. The temperature's dropping. It was like 70 something degrees today. It was glorious. Well, then it went up to 90, but this morning it was beautiful. So I'm going to start wearing my scary biker vest because my voice isn't scary. But if I don't talk and just give me the sewing machine, kid. Oh, good times. Oh, it's gonna be like those stories where people talk to ex-celebrities and they didn't know they were a celebrity until later. Oh, and the kid looked weirdly familiar to me, but I watch a lot of YouTube. So, and the funny thing is, if he's a YouTuber and he tells a story, it's true. I stood over him and I was like, because inside I was calm, but inside you can see in my eyes were going like, poor sewing machine. It's probably listening to some like terrible band I've never heard of. Oh. Wonder if I have enough. You know what? Let me go grab a pair. You know what? I think I'm going to make another pair of spants. Because I don't think I have enough material for this. Excuse me. And I had a bunch of ideas for it, but we'll see how that goes. Snotty kids are all over YouTube and they all look the same. There's something about resellers that bother me, but it's because in my mind one day I'm going to open up a museum. So just like when I was in Las Vegas, when I walked up to the Las Vegas bins, the resellers were like, they were looking at me like, uh-oh, this guy, someone literally said, this guy smells like money. Sir, I smell like cheap cologne, vanilla, shame, and daddy issues. Thank you. So I have a weird relationship with resellers in the first place. And is anyone here, are you more of a purist, or do you think it's wrong to resell something not knowing what it is? I think it's the ignorance that bothers me the most. When he said $300, my eyes opened. I was like, excuse me, sir? You're one of those people. You're one of the people I do not like, because you're the reason why the market's outrageous in the first place. Ah. When your son dies, he's gonna have to lease some business space and open up the William Sewing Memorial Museum and Fabric Store. Oh, I have my mom. Do you know what's so funny? We named a building after my father, and he would have been like, "What took you so long?" So I'm gonna be the same way. Oh, I was thinking about just naming a building after myself anyways. All right, that came out the wrong way. I know what you're saying. Do you know what's really funny? All the time people ask me, they're like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with all this stuff? And I'll give you the same answer that my predecessor told me and scared me, but it's the truth. I won't be around. I won't be around. So whatever happens, I will not have say over it. Thank you. I want to thank you. This was actually quite therapeutic. I was in my car, like grabbing the steering wheel, and I still had to go back and drive and go pick up my son. And then when I picked up my son, he got in the car and he's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "What's wrong?" I can tell. I don't know. If they resell it for cheap and a collector gets it, they're great. But professional resellers suck. They upped prices. Thank you, Katie Crafts. Thank you. I think that's part of my beef, is that I'm a realist. Don't name a building after yourself. Have you ever been to I've been to Gary, Indiana, but it was it was the summer of 03. Is naming a building after yourself, is that like getting a tattoo of someone you're in love with? Is that like bad luck or something? All right, I promise this is a sewing channel. I just don't whine about sewing machines. I promise. Oh. Gary, Indiana in the morning. Oh, wow. All right. And this weekend, I was gonna take a trip, but I have a plan because I'm gonna do an intervention on myself. I'm cleaning out my closet, and I've really confronted myself with my oopsie problem. I've purchased probably like 60 or 70 oopsies from Walmart, if not more. I have my own oopsie section. And if you're wondering what an oopsie is, they're just this one's 3 yards. They're like 3, 4, 5 yard cut section. Don't believe. Just kidding. The comedy show is always first. Then the sewing comes. Exactly. You have to laugh at life. You have to. If not, you'll be in your car crying before work. And that's from personal experience. I'm not even calling out anybody. You have to laugh sometimes. Oh, like yesterday, I was by the time I got to my son's MMA class, I was like, and the funny thing is, I had some really I'm kind of over all the strife on the internet. About every 6 months, I stop listening to gossip shows. I tune all that stuff out. So I'm listening to my CDs again. And I'm driving down and I'm like, okay, it's not that serious. Comedy show is fine with me. Be honest, you're just buying this stuff. They're gonna throw in the trash. That's the bins. Well, there's a lot of sewing machines I walk past. If I already own like 15 of them, I'm not gonna buy number 16 or 17. So I say. The Goodwill bins, that is one step before. That was an experience. And the funny thing is, when I go back to Vegas, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come prepared though. You think I'm playing? I'm gonna come with my Walmart gloves. I have a bunch of roller hockey gear. I have real hockey gear. I will show up looking like Blade. Oh, my work is in the basement. I go down and sit there throwing a temper tantrum and then pull up my big girl pants. Sometimes, and you know what? It's okay to cry in the car before work. Life is stressful. Kilroy brings it up all the time. 3 years ago, I wasn't gray. I was not gray. And now my beard is it's like I have that weird Wolverine thing where it's gray on both sides. That's just weird. The black is fighting in the middle. Oh, don't forget the trench coat and hat. Oh. Okay, Donna, what percent of quilting lives actually focus on sewing? We sidetrack at the drop of a pin. Do you know, I did that on a live stream one time. I put, there's no crying in baseball, but there's a lot of crying in sewing. I was having a bad day. I was having a not today, Bobbin kind of day that day. Oh. Okay. All right. So, because I have a giant walk-in closet, I turned my middle bedroom into a closet. It's a lot more bougie than what it sounds. I just don't want anyone to move into my house. It's a good deterrent for relatives. If you don't want people to move in your house, dedicate one room of your house to something. Get model trains, make it a Christmas room. I turned mine into a closet. Sidetrack sewing, absolutely. Girl, you should see my quilting lines even with a ruler. They're swear. Hey, same. Oh, I miss Alibaba if you're listening. when I used to turn, when I would do my extremely lazy corners, I would hear every sewist go, and I have a motto: if you're looking that close, you're buying it. Or you've already purchased it. I like that channel. New name. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where we sew until we're sidetracked. I say this all the time though, because I'm sewing is something I love to do. And I raised my son by myself. And when he was a little guy, I was his hero. He was my shadow. He'd follow me everywhere. He's 15 now. He thinks he's my age, and I'm not cool anymore. So I hang out in here and I sew all the time. I've been around quilting crews before. I found out why they take so long. It's just an excuse to get together at BS with some styrofoam cup coffee. That sounds like an amazing time. I turned mine into a sewing room. Absolutely. I'm sitting in my garage. And this is, do you know what's so funny? Like, this is my man cave. When people are like, you should go see William's man cave. It's never what people think it is. No, I don't stitch in the ditch because it looks like a drunk did it. In the ditch, out of the ditch, into the gutter. Oh, good times. Good times. And for the record, I only do extremely crazy lines on the inseam where I know no one's going to see it. That's my story. Oh, good times. Good times. Poor. Do you know, in my notes, I was so sad when I wrote this. I said that poor little sewing machine is sitting in a room that smells like 3-day-old socks and onions. Oh, that poor sewing machine. Oh, I was so mad. Ah, man cave looks like Studio 54 dressing. I am ready for all occasions, Dose. If you want to be a professional wrestler, I got you. If you want to dance, if you want to dress like you're in Studio 64, what size bell bottoms do you need? I've been making bell bottoms for 3 years. Probably 5, if I really thought about it. Oh, I'm going to use these spans. So when I say spans, they're just long, they're like writing pants. I thought I invented something 3 years ago when I called them spans, but they're just long, they're long shorts. The whole reason why I make long shorts, I do not like the revival of the 1970s thigh-high shorts. I'm showing half an ankle. So I make extremely long shorts, and I'm now known for my extremely strange style. Oh, good times. Good. I have more than enough fabric. These are perfect for spans. Cargo shorts to the extreme. Do you know, I think I have enough for pockets. I have a pair of spans that are in the middle bedroom. I added pockets that were literally this big on, and the cargo literally, the pocket goes from the front all the way to the back. Again, I thought I invented something, but really I didn't. I will never wear punk panties. It's come back, especially because my son does MMA in the Muay Thai world. They're replicating what people dress like in Thailand, and their shorts are this big. Is there a pair in here? They are this big. I bought it. I went to Vegas. They were everywhere because MMA is huge in Vegas. So I hooked my son up. It was his birthday. They're this big. But again, style comes and goes. When I saw that children were wearing Jankos, I was like, is it 1996 all over again? Style is reciprocal. I was raised by people that were 40 years older than me. My father was obsessed with the 70s. My grandparents never let the 70s go. Their house was the 70s. So the fact that that style is coming back, it makes me fall on the ground laughing. Um, I will not participate in wearing short shorts, but again, I say this all the time. I don't judge people. And I get paid to make clothes. So if someone came to me and was like, "Hey, will you make a pair of short shorts or something?" Hey, if the check clears, I'm there. If I look at my account and see it's in the green, I'll make it for you. Excuse me. See, I'm glad that everyone agrees that we are. I'm glad everyone's showing ankle, and that's it. I'm just not a short fan. I can't, and it makes me laugh. I I don't judge. My son, he walks out of the house wearing those things. My father would have looked at me and been like, "Is this the choice that you're making today?" He would have literally had me review my life choices. If my son wants to wear that, go ahead. Oh, good times. Basketball shorts used to be very short, but now they're almost to the ankle. Exactly. And that short style is coming back. At least in the sports world, and I am not here for it. Oh, good times. Short shorts on me are going to send all the wrong messages. Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm laughing so hard because I know what it is to be stuck in an era. I witnessed people way older than me. Um, Someone that I absolutely love. She never got rid of the 80s hairband hair. She never got rid of the style. I respect that. Oh, excuse me. Laugh out loud. I'm the same way, but I like capri pants. I don't like showing above the knee. 15 years ago, I was short shorts. Not anymore at 45. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to sit down and play peekaboo. Thank you. I agree as well. I wear long shorts. My mom wears short shorts. And you know what? Some people have it, you know. I have too much of it. Oh, absolutely dose. Absolutely. I have rules. And you know what? I have rules. And this is more from the photography perspective and just life. I do not wear certain shades of brown because when you take my picture, it looks like I'm not wearing a shirt. I do not wear white swim trunks because of my complexion. There are just rules to this. Oh, some things should not be seen in public. Thank you. And I think that's another thing is I was raised by again, you choose to accept certain things in life, and in no way, shape, or form do I blame anybody for my actions. But sometimes I now see where my prudish grandmother was coming from. Oh, oh. Man, if I don't want to see it, then I'm not willing to traumatize anybody else with it. I think what it is too also is that like, man, times have just changed. These kids are wearing little shorts. Do you know, again, I feel like I'm in my 40s and I'm trying not to be that get off my lawn person, but like these kids aren't even hiding what they're wearing to school anymore. In my day, you'd at least go around the corner. Like it's crazy what these kids are wearing. And it's everybody wearing little shorts. And I'm from the dark ages. We rode horses and had lanterns and rode on chalk, but they would walk around with rulers. I'm trying not to be that guy, But it's just so strange to me the way these kids dress now. Oh, oh. Oh, like Mona accidentally did something. Oh, Mona, did you? Oh, oh, Katie Krabs, you are loved here. Please don't go. Mona made a mistake. Oh, I accidentally. Do you know what's so funny? I said that I don't know if you can. I think it'll just go in and say, let me see if I can. I don't think I can do anything. I'm surprised I don't do that more often because I'm naturally goofy and I set my phone down and hit all the time. All the time. Watch some drunks come to my knees. Thank you. And I would never wear a white. I just have rules. I have a ton of rules. Katie Krabs, come back. I've done that. It's happened. It's happened. And I apologize. 5 minutes in the corner. Oh, that reminds me. I don't swim. I'll get in the hot tub. Time machine though. I grew up in where I live. There is a pool in every other backyard. I'm a fish. I love swimming. I surfed forever until I had to grow up. You can't just leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning when you have a life. I go into the pool with some guy with Speedos. Get in. I get out of the pool when some guys with Speedos get in. Oh, you would not like LA. You would not like LA. It's like the French Riviera. Where is I had my rotary tool in my hand. Oh. The Speedos guy at the pool is a weirdo. Speedos should thank you. And you know, with that statement, I think you should get a wrench. Donnell, I absolutely respect what you do. And a long time ago, somebody who I absolutely respect said something about their moderators. They were like, oh, why are you making everybody blue? If you show up to my live streams, I'm going to make you blue. Because you're here, you're not causing any drama, and you can zap somebody who is. Unlike Mona, who zapped somebody who wasn't. I had to. I kid because I love. Oh, Katie says, she's still here. Okay, good. Okay, good, Katie. In no way, shape, or form were we trying to boot you It's all in fun. YouTube is such a learning process. I've been here for a while and I'm still making mistakes. Yay! Katie's back. I'll wear Speedos. I look like a Fruit Loop without clothes on anyway, so might as well lean into it. Oh, we police ourselves. Yay! Glad to see that you're back. I do make deputies. No, but it's true. Like people, you know, if you come and you're not causing any drama, you can knock out the people who are. Because I do occasionally sew. Do you know what's funny? I actually sew a lot. I make at least 2 to 3 pieces a week. And that's like a quota if I worked in a sewing house or something. I hope I've never done that before. All I did was try to put the I've done that. I've done that, Mona. No hard feelings whatsoever. I do that all the time, actually, where I look and I'm like, if you go back to last week's stream, I almost timed out Gilroy. Oh, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. Oh. Oh yeah. Okay. So back to Speedos. They should be outlawed. Is there any other fashions that you feel should be outlawed? Where I live, people wear leather pants. I'm talking about red leather, vinyl. If you're walking like this, like a penguin wearing your pants, you should, because leather pants are actually awesome. A good pair of leather pants are amazing. Ah, if they haven't hidden me yet, anyone else is. Those tank tops where the armholes go down to the way. Oh, from my experience, like if you wash them a bunch, they shrink. Because I get the old school, like whatever the ones you buy at Walmart, and I buy like a men's large or extra large, and they always shrink. I don't care how handsome you are. Speedos are not flattering. You know what? I'm not brave enough. I'm not brave enough to wear Speedos at all. I'll tell you, like there takes a like. You have to be on another level of self-appreciation. That's hands on hips, chin in the I can't even say it without laughing. Chin in the air, not looking people in the eye. It should be outlawed for the parts for the pants that you have. The waist under the butt. Oh, don't ever go to the beach in Los Angeles. There should also be a law that you have to wear an outfit under overalls. I've been around too many guys wearing overalls and nothing. I wear man, I'm fully clothed because for a living I wear coveralls, overalls. I'm clothed underneath. I think that's weird if they're not. I always expect the baggy pants to fall out. There are it's an art form. There are certain people where I'm like, how did that stay up? You know what? I think it's all about walking like a cowboy, like, kind of bow-legged almost. Or just side to side like a turtle. Oh, jeans that you got to that you got to point your toes like a ballerina to get in. I've gone off about this. Where I live, they for years Walmart was the only place where you could buy a decent pair of jeans because everywhere else sold skinny jeans. I'm gonna tell you, for anyone who's heard me gripe about my weight gain, I am not a skinny jean kind of person. And I wasn't back then, and I'm not now. Oh, so I'm anti-skinny jeans, and you should have to take a class before getting in those ultra short shorts where the bottom of your cheeks are hanging out. Yes. Warning. Putting phone down. Oh, Mona, you're hilarious. You're hilarious. My youngest son attempts to do the baggy pants off the butt once. I walked up behind him and yanked them down to embarrass him. He never wore them like that again. Do you know what's funny? My pops was the same way. My pops was, it was a different era. He hated that whole era. Oh, good times. Good times. Anything that shows up in the scene at Walmart site. Those Walmart jeans are clutch though, because for a long time, those were the only pair of jeans that I could find that were decent boot cut and weren't outrageously priced like Levi's. And because I'm a bit of a denim aficionado, Levi's, even they do not necessarily sell jeans that are 100% denim anymore. They have that weird denim blend. It's strange. Oh. Oh, where where I live, the laws are different. So, man, you could wear all these crazy things out in public, and people do. There's even certain beaches where it's like the locals at least know, like, okay, the Speedo people are over there, the surfers are over here. This is where the families go. Like, perfect example, Santa Monica Beach is a tourist area. It's a perfect place to get a hot dog, go get a tan. You can go on roller coaster rides. If you go to Venice Beach, you're putting your life in your hands. Oh, good times. Walmart knows people actually workshop there, so they get good jeans. I I have to say, like, I'm wearing Walmart jeans right now, so I will never badmouth them. So, Dose, when you say Jordans, do you mean like getting rid of them, or just too many people? People who only wear Jordans are snobs. Okay, that's a whole other subject. I agree. And I'm gonna say this with love, and I've said this before. I know someone who collects sneakers, and I think it's weird. But you know what? Right now, I guarantee they're talking to someone, and they're like, "William collects sewing machines," and it's weird. So to each their own. But to sneakers snobs, I think that's weird. I'm on my iPad. Listen, awesome, awesome. And you know what? I have a collection of boots, but I actually wear them. I have a collection of shoes, but I wear them. Oh, and I didn't own a pair of Nikes until I was in my 30s. I was raised by really hardcore parents. My whole point is I really never had that desire for Jordans like that. But like I said, I do not judge sneakerheads like that because I collect sewing machines. All right, there we go. You can still have on Nikes and they will talk about your shoes. I had a friend clown me for a pair of Nikes, and I was like, dude, they were like 40 or $50 and I bought them. I liked them because they were black and red running shoes. Gosh, this was a while ago, and I showed up, we went walking, and he's like, "Oh, you went out of your way to spend money on your shoes." And I'm like, "They're shoes." But again, I'm not a sneaker collector. I'm not even going to talk trash because I spent the first half an hour of this stream crying about someone who got to a Goodwill before I did. No Nikes fit me, so I never wore Jordans. And that's another thing. I have an extremely huge foot, and they're not made for people with wide feet necessarily. I don't even realize that they don't want to crease their shoes until I saw someone walking flat-footed downstairs. Oh, that I see. Katie Krause brings up another thing that kind of is weird to me. For all the stuff I collect, it has to be semi-functional. I say, oh, this is a museum piece. I have real things that are museum pieces. I have a Kodak A camera. It was the first widely sold camera. I'm not using it, but a pair of Nikes that I buy from the Goodwill, I buy them because they have tread on the bottom, and I know I can wear them in the gym or the shop. I feel like the only brand I'm crazy about is Skechers. Do you know what's really funny? Donnell, I found a pair of Skechers that made me tall. They're right here. Let me grab them. Oh. I have an extremely huge foot. I have a big foot. For someone my size, I'm a hobbit. I'm a real life hobbit. And so it's hard to find shoes because once you go past the size 12, they charge you more. And these make me tall. I'm 5'9". And these are bigger than my cowboy boots. Oh, good times. Good times. For me, the shoes don't feel good until they're creased. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Skits, great to see you. Rah, rah. Hello, hello. Great to see you, Skits. Great to see you. Yes, I've even had the pair that works. Your calf. I remember I remember walking into a mall and legitimately asking the question, why is everybody here? And they're like, excuse me, we're here for the Skechers. My son's buys shoes, wears them like glass slippers and puts them back in the box. I use mine like Fred Flintstones. Thank you. Thank you. I need a functioning pair of shoes. I'm weird like that. Like I wear things that I'm not offended. Like even my new boots, I wear them all the time, and if they get nicked, I just clean them, you know. Thank you. Thank you. Those shoes, they give me the illusion of height. I put them in a video. I was standing in the gym, and I don't think people realize how tall they make me. Great to see you, Skids. Great to see you. Awesome. Awesome. I know people love Crocs, but they fall off my feet. Okay. Since it's Wednesday night confession, this is my confession. I've never owned a pair of Crocs. I know it's crazy because I own everything. I know it's crazy. They've never even touched my feet. Thank you, Mona and Gilroy. Thank you very much. I can't stand Crocs. F Crocs. I've never worn a pair of Crocs before. And I don't think my son has either. I'm trying to think. When Crocs became popular, I was saying rude things to my friends, not realizing that everybody was wearing them. I'm like, why are you wearing those in public? Why are you wearing those in public? Oh, I like a shoe with good support. Thank you. I'm weird about that too. I live near Boulder, where Crocs started. But I have a question, Katie. Do people still wear Crocs? I second that, William. Crocs have never appealed to me. Thank you. I'm glad to see that there's people out there that tonight is like a therapy session. I'm not a Croc person. I don't like the cheap jelly shoes either. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. My husband showed me a pair and was like, no, thank you. Told him if he buys them, I'll commit him. A friend of mine thought it was funny. They kept on sending me the Amazon link to the Croc cowboy boots. For the record, that's insulting, and I know you're watching. That was insulting. Oh, wrong camera. That was insulting. I'm probably going to get another link this evening for it. Crocs with socks is even. Oh, so true. It's so true. I have no argument for that one. If I'm going to buy an airy shoe like Crocs, I'm buying Birkenstocks are bomb. See, but Birkenstocks are different though. But see, Birkenstocks are a whole other conversation though, because that goes in the hippie realm. Oh, so people still wear them everywhere. Oh, that is so funny. You know what? Sriracha is made in Los Angeles and it's everywhere. If you tried to avoid that particular hot sauce, you couldn't. Anywhere where there is a hot sauce sold, there's a bottle of sriracha there. So I totally understand that. I've already got Jesus here anyway, so Birkenstocks would be like, you said it before I did. That's exactly what I thought of, though. I used to wear ugly earth shoes, but so comfy. I went through this weird, I used to wear, like those weird sneaker hiking boots. I was obsessed with those things. You will never see me in a pair of those. But I used to wear them all the time. I look like an archaeologist. Now I would never wear a pair of those. Crocs is what they would have gave us in welfare line in the 80s. Oh, and it's funny. Does anyone remember when people were wearing those Astro boots? Because to me, it was just a big plastic shoe. Where I lived, everybody they were wearing those stupid Astro boots. They looked like Astro Boy. Let me see if I can find a picture. Red Astro boots. Oh man. I heard a lot of hospital nurses like Crocs because they aren't hard on your feet for the long shifts they do. You know, no, moon boots. Absolutely. I did not ever buy a pair because, did you? Okay. The real reason why I didn't buy a pair, because I wanted some Astro boots so bad. They were the size of my foot. So if you have a size 8 shoe and you put on Astro boots, they look awesome. They were a size 13. I put the Astro boot on and it was just a shoe. It was a big plastic shoe. So basically, I had platform sneakers. I'm laughing because I still have all my dad's 1970s clothes, and we had the same shoe size. I have those weird vinyl white shoes that everybody laughs about. I have a yellowed 50-something-year-old pair of those. I know they're kicking themselves with these big-ass boots still in the closet. Oh, I still have my 1980s Sorel boots, warmest winter boots ever. See, but those last forever. Oh, man, my feet got warm just saying that. I've had half people who bought those, burned them in the backyard. Okay, for anyone who's wondering what I'm talking about, I'm so glad I never purchased. Oh, they're still going for $60. Wow. That is the size of my shoe. That's the size of my foot. So I wouldn't try to pair it on, and I'm like, this is dumb. If I want 2 giant boats on my feet, I'll just put on dress shoes. When I put on dress shoes, my foot looks this big. I'm so glad. This is one fad I did not participate in. I did not buy those shoes. The biggest mouse comment. That's so true, though. Dose, that is so true. It's true, though. Those boots look like Santa boots. I'm so glad I didn't buy them. I'm so glad I did not participate in that fad. I wanted them so bad. In LA, you would drive down the corner. I'm not kidding you. People were just standing there like, look at my boots. They were everywhere in Los Angeles. Everywhere. Oh, I need some coffee. They're black with turquoise and hot pink trim. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I still have a parka jacket from the 60s. I have it like wrapped in plastic in the back of my closet because it is like the crown jewel of my collection because it was my predecessor's, and I'm surprised that I still have that thing. But I found it. I got it dry cleaned, and I will keep it forever. Now, if we had to wear those and play kickball with the red ball, I might go. See, but that's the problem. I already have a giant foot, so I'm king of kickball. LA is a fat central anyway. That's true. It's true. What happens when you go in the car? You got to drive with your socks. Okay, so this is funny, kind of funny, not funny. Depending on what car I'm in, I have to take my boots off because my foot is so wide. I'm pushing down on the accelerator and the gas at the same time. So in certain vehicles, I take my shoes off. And did you know, to completely sidetrack, did you know it is illegal in the state of California to drive without shoes on? Come on, California. I love driving in my socks, but it's illegal to drive without shoes on. I drove in my socks before on a long trip. You get there and and your feet don't hurt. Thank you. Like when I drive to Vegas, after I get all my junk food and all my ducks in a row in my car, I take my boots off. There's a gas station, the famous gas station in Mojave that everyone stops at. I'm literally in the parking lot putting my boots on because I've already been driving for an hour and a half at that point when I hit Mojave. Oh. They have moon boot sneakers. Do you know what ruined everything is when people were able to 3D print everything? I live in Bootleg City. You can find a fake version of anything in LA. Knockoffs for days. When 3D printers became huge, you could find bootleg anything. So when they started printing those stupid shoes, they were everywhere. But if you don't have legs, then you're probably not wearing them, Dose. Oh, moon boots just remind me of being a kid. Like I had a pair of moon boots as a child. And see, that's another thing. Where is that line of like dressing as a child? Or like where's that line? Is it not cool to wear moon boots as a grown adult? I don't know. Like where I live, people still wear Uggs. Do you know it is on average 90 something 100 degrees during the summer, and you'll see someone in shorts with some Uggs on, and I'm like, I know you are sweating. People ask me that all the time. They're like, are you gonna wear a vest? Are you gonna be an old man wearing a vest? And I stubbornly say yes. But again, I'm surrounded by people in their 60s and 70s who are wearing vests. So I have different examples. Perfect. My lines were a bit off, but I could always reshape it. Oh man, between that guy, yeah, that kid got so lucky. I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna start wearing my angriest vest, and I have some angry vests. Oh, between that and moon boots, I'm over it. Oh. When I think of vests, I think of this asshole vice president at a company I used to work at. And that's another thing where that's another thing. The whole biker vest thing is starting to lose its meaning because everybody's doing it. And you know what? I'm okay for the over inundation of the market. I'm not a purist like a lot of people. Have you ever been into something and then everybody gets into it and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore? I have a perfect example. Pre-COVID, I used to play pickleball. I know, boo. You can hold on. Where's my laugh button? Oh, it still works. I used to play pickleball. Let's do it again. And then during COVID, it exploded. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And now pickleball is everywhere where I live. All old tennis courts, they got rid of them. All right, I'm back. Been listening. Just get the coffee maker ready for morning and switching the laundry. Oh, that's what I do at night as well. I wonder if my son just thinks that there's this magical fairy. Well, in the way there is. If there's just this magical fairy that comes and cleans the house at night while he's sleeping. Oh, wear your vest and a pair of moon boots. Nobody will mess with you. That man is crazy. You know what, Katie? I actually like your policy. I am not above walking in looking scary. Oh, that's hilarious. People are gonna stare at you regardless. That's my motto. Might as well give them something to stare at. Okay. Perfect. I just have to check these to make sure I didn't make a giant pair of really baggy pants. Oh, those are going to be beautiful. You should mirror your phone screen to a bigger monitor so you can see the post better. Apple does this weird thing where this entire screen shrinks. It's the weirdest thing. It messes with my vision. I would have to drag in a giant television, but I should hook. I'm like moving my camera like I'm on the other angle. I should hook it up to my bigger television here. I should. Okay, it could backfire and they think he sells acid. But in a weird way, people dress crazy where I live. Like, it's not like anything that you could possibly think of, someone in Los Angeles is wearing it. So like the day I wore the kilt to the grocery store, people just stood there and clapped because they're used to people wearing crazy stuff. That's why that was just a glorious day. That was a glory. Don't for the top. Don't for a top hat or something crazy on your head. The crazier you look, the less they will want to deal with you. Oh, you know what's funny? Because I know a lot of hardcore bikers. They are the most sensitive, well-read, educated human beings you'd ever known in your life. They just look like Vikings. So I know what it is to be around a crowd of people where they're literally talking about Shakespeare, but they look like the craziest people in your life. I might have to calm these. Oh, these are going to be humongous. You know what? I'm going to make them this big. It's time for a giant pair of spants. Oh. When I would go full garb, nobody would mess with me. But you know what? It's the summer and I'm not, man, it's too hot to wear a vest with a shirt underneath. And unless I'm writing, I'm not going to be wearing all of that. It's different when I'm flying around at 70 to 80 miles an hour. It's different because the wind is curing anything that's hot. That's why you wear long sleeve when you're riding on, long rides. Moon boots, vest, top hat, dookie, robe, gold chain, Speedos. Do you know what? If I dressed like that, I would probably just make a whole new group of friends. I'm telling you, where I live, people dress like this. Most are big teddy bears unless you mess with their loved ones. Absolutely. See, and that's another thing. Because I grew up in that environment, like I have a different view. I grew up around bikers. Toughest ones are mellow. The wannabes are trouble. Thank you. You know what? I've actually been to Sturgis twice, Katie. I and you know there's a video out there of someone recently that basically I had a really good time at Sturgis. I had a really good time. Oh my god, yes, DJ, all the above. Oh, and again, I do. I have my red, white, and blue cape with the big GS with the sequins on the back. You'd start a trend. Where I'm telling you, I saw someone just the other day. I went to the store for the important stuff. It was milk and coffee. And I'm in line. Somebody was wearing a full cheetah fur coat, and it's 90 something degrees outside. And they turned and looked at me, and I was like, nice coat. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding. I was like, hey, I like your coat, because I did. I would wear it. I wouldn't necessarily wear it when it's 100 degrees outside. Oh, what happens in Sturgis stays is that's why I started stuttering. It's a crazy place. My mom's been to Sturgis twice. I've only been to Bike Week in Florida. Bike Week is crazy too. You know, they absolutely. Absolutely. It was because when I dropped my son off for school, I'm my adult checklist kicks in, like, all right, I gotta go to the grocery store. Do I have dry cleaning? Do I start doing the adult checklist, you know? So I went straight to the grocery store because I needed coffee. And this individual, and they were a little bit taller than me, so they were probably like, 6 feet, and it was a long leopard fur coat. That's awesome. That's awesome. Every time I've ever gone to something like that, I have a good time. Oh, I need to drink some water. A lot, just like when I started going to the fashion district, a lot of areas get bad reputations, but I'm not saying go somewhere you're scared of. But it was nothing like what I thought it was. And so when I went to Sturgis, I had a good time. Fur coats in SoCal is diabolical. You gotta be a real villain. I think it's crazy. I see a lot of kids do it too. People are wearing sweatshirts. I feel like pulling over and be like, do you need some water? Because it is 105 outside. And people are like full long sleeve. There are a lot of bike gatherings in my area. Most of them are super nice guys. Most of the bike events around here even have a zero tolerance policy for drunks and fights, so they keep the a-holes away. That's how it used to be. I worked at a restaurant, and the Hells Angels and Banditos ate there. They did very well. Absolutely. My cousin actually lived in Glendale, Arizona, by one of their clubhouses. I'd go by on my bike and they would just wave to me. I'm gonna buy some skis for these Indian. Do you know what's really funny? I'm like looking up at my Raptors. They're probably here, but like I found skis at my parents' house. Man, my mom is not the ski type. And my dad was not. And I asked my mom, I was like, where did these come from? But apparently they were one of my brother's crazy ideas. So I have skis for someone my size. My husband is a biker, and we have been to a lot of all-night biker parties. Always such an amazing time. See? Only bikes I've ridden have pedals on. We just don't party like that anymore. So he's retired now. In a weird way, I have too. I was in a really bad accident. I really don't. I go tooling around on a bike to have fun, or like if someone calls me to go for a ride or something. But like, um, getting hurt will check you. I was actually talking about this today with one of my MMA dad friends. I got in a major accident and I had to learn how to walk again. That really humbled me. It really humbled me. But I was one of those people who thought that they were invincible. And being my age now, I'm reminded every day that I'm not. Perfect. But it's true. Like as you get older, you just don't party like that anymore. And generations change. Things change, politics change. But I grew up in that environment. So like I said, I have a different view than most people. But and you should see people's faces when they find my YouTube channel because they only know me from certain circles and they're like, "You sew?" Traffic is so crazy now that we haven't ridden for 3 years. We used to ride all the time. Do you know what's funny, Katie? That's another thing. My town has exploded. When I was younger, this was actually a cow town. I used to ride dirt bikes out in the fields that are now like these $1 million houses. And my town has shrunk. So this used to be the country of LA County, and now we're just LA. So I totally understand that. Right, ever since my back injury and that I'm injury or slip away from spinal fusion. Oh my gosh. So I'm scared to get back on the bike, especially on Michigan potholes. Does anywhere fix their roads? When you said that, that kind of made me sad about Michigan because we have potholes here that are my age. There are certain parts of LA, especially downtown. There are certain streets I don't go down because I know that pothole has not been filled in 40 something years. My coworker got stranded last night on his bike after midnight. He was lucky I saw him. He had to walk his bike 2 blocks to park it. What kind of bike was it? I always see a lot of people like who don't know how to work on Harleys and stuff, especially on the weekends. They're always broken down on the side of the road. So it always you'll see a guy with a Harley. He's all dressed up and he's on his cell phone. Oh, good times. Good times, those. I'm kind of the same line done now. Found out I had a rare blood disorder, and part of the treatment and management is I have to avoid bumps and bruises so I can't bleed to death. So no more bike for me. Dirt roads in Tennessee are in better condition than the city roads here in Michigan. Yikes. First off, Kilroy, I totally understand that. I have limits in my life, in my adult age, that I still don't deal with well. Things that I still have to come to grips with in my older age. California, where I live, is so bad. Our roads are so bad that if you cross over into Arizona or Nevada, you instantly know because they actually have blacktop. Our highways are so old, they're gray. If you watch Chips, if you watch the original Chips, that's how that's the last time they were worked on. Oh, I can just sneeze and do that. Oh, someone put a traffic pylon in a pothole and it's still there after 3 months. So that makes me want to cry that that most of America's infrastructure is still where it was in the 70s. Winter weather is hell on roads. But we have desert roads that haven't been maintained. I'm not kidding you. Since they filmed Chips. Like that part in Chips, that is a major thoroughfare now. And it has not been worked on in years. I'm so very sorry you have to deal with that, Gilroy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome to India. Arizona, the state of Arizona goes out of their way to take care of their roads, and Nevada, but they have a smaller population. So they have more money. Well, not though they don't have more money, but like, they allocate funds to actually help their citizens. California's like, welcome to California. Pay taxes. Oh, don't get me started on this sneezing, coughing, and bladder. I pulled a muscle from sneezing before. My mom bruised a rib from sneezing. Whoever said the golden years was a darn lie. I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago. I was standing where my dress form is. I coughed and I pulled my coccyx. Let me tell you, I didn't even know a coccyx existed until that happened. It was awful. I was literally on a cane for a while. Used to drive a carpool van, and one road was the pothole shalam. Sign said rough road. Someone rode on it. No, no shite. No shite. And PA, we should have enough money for all the roads to be perfect, but the state cops raid the fund to where there's a little left. I was actually watching a video about that. There's these bikers who are exposing cops who like just sit there and ticket people all day long, and they're like, dude, we could spend money on better things than you guys. They only fill your coffee cup 3/4 way because that's hilarious. Dang, those are some terrible roads, Toast. Those are some terrible roads. You're making me feel better and sad in the same breath. Didn't they work on the infrastructure years ago? Or did all of our politicians just take that money? I shouldn't talk too much. They're working on the freeways right now. They're building a freeway, which makes me laugh. They're going to connect all the basically the really rich people are getting their own freeway. So Kim Kardashian's going to get her own freeway. That's going to connect to my town. They're building an extremely pointless freeway, and I don't know why. But they're cleaning our roads up a little bit, so I can't gripe too much. Hey, at least we're making you laugh. No, this is a great stream. Talking about that young neck beard. That was therapy. Oh. No, but it's a sad state of affairs here too. And that is true. There are certain streets that I completely avoid on a bike or even a car because I'm not trying. Even I have 3 vehicles. I have 2 trucks. Well, I have 5 counting the bikes, but I have 2 trucks in my soccer mom car, which is my Ford Flex. I hit a pothole yesterday in the San Fernando Valley that I was like, I said something so vulgar I can't even say it on YouTube. I was so mad. I forgot about that. I was so mad because the tires on a Ford Flex are small. They're not huge tires. So if I mess up the frame of that car, I have to basically go get a complete back frame. We got to do it every 3 years in the winter states. The roads don't last. Our roads are terrible here. State Highway 285, where it crosses I-70, is being rebuilt, and it's a 5-year project. Oh, it's driving the one by my house is driving me insane. Just so the yuppies can have a freeway. It's crazy. Michigan only has two seasons: snow and orange construction barrels. They set up construction barrels that mess up traffic yet do no work also. I feel you on that. I go off about Caltrans because right now, even on the Pasadena freeway, they have half of the freeway shut down. You never see them working. And I know people who work at the satellite sites. I give them hard times. I'm like, how come we never see you? Same thing here, Donnell. They're working on the I-80 around here. Barrels have been set up for months and they've done anything. Uh-oh, I think we are uncovering something here. I think we are absolutely uncovering something here. Hit a pothole and apologize to your car. Do it all the time. I was... It was a major one to the point where I felt like the back of my car hit, like it was a deep pothole. Oh, they must do that all the way down I-80 because they do it here. See, I told you we're unraveling a conspiracy right now. Oh, do you know I watch a lot of YouTube? What's his name? Rob Walchek? Walchek. Oh, what's his name? You're in the Hall of Shame. Oh, I'm subscribed to him and I watch him all the time. I don't even live in that area. What is his name? Rob Walchek. We need to call Rob Walchek right now. They need to put everybody who works on the I-80 in the Hall of Shame. Oh, it's the same thing here. It's the exact same thing here. I hit a pothole and pray I didn't lose anything. Gotta have to start part of roll call every time I get home. No, serious. It's crazy. It's crazy. You guys aren't making me feel better. Seems that there's crummy roads everywhere. And also because I do a lot of driving, it just ages me. Oh, these are going to be humongous. These are going to make me look extremely short. Perfect. Okay. Hit a pothole and instantly look back for parts. No, that's serious. That is serious. Oh, I'm over it. I am so over it. And now that you guys have me thinking, I go to certain parts of the valley. I do a lot of driving for my job. We need all kinds of parts and upper management. You know, we reinvent the wheel to not work. Which reminds me, do you know, I constantly talk about how in the office, it's a whole different way of life. Ever since I switched to an office job, there's all kind of sneaky stuff they do. Today, they were like, we're going to a luncheon. You're invited. Come on. You know, we're going to go to this restaurant. And I said, for what? They're like, we're celebrating 205 years of service. I said, who's 205? They said, all of us. What they did is they hadn't had a luncheon in a while. So they calculated how long everybody has been working there. And me included, we all come out to 205 years. And I literally, when I came to the restaurant, I was like, look, man, if you guys need an excuse to go to lunch, like just, you know, make up a better excuse. But I thought it was funny that they sat there and they actually thought that out to go to lunch. They wonder why I had to go up a pant size. Oh, I miss the days when I was just sitting on the tractor by myself. When I would turn the volume on my radio down. Perfect. Perfect. Happy born day would have been. I know I could have Googled happy weekday, let's go to lunch. I told him, I'm like, look, we all love to eat food, so you don't have to make an excuse. And because of social engineering, I have the same restaurants in my town you probably have in yours if you live in America. Oh, good times. Good times. All right, let me take these pens out. I used to always wonder when my boss would disappear and be like, I'll be back at 2:00. It's because they were partying. Ah, absolutely. Look, I don't need an excuse to celebrate anything. If you, I'll go and clap, and we could go every other day and say it's somebody else's birthday. I was celebrating, boss. Oh, it made me laugh though when they called me and they're like, "Come on," and I'm like, "Are you serious? We can do this? Are you serious?" I was too busy sulking over that kid in the sewing machine. Oh, oh, your thumbnail's killing me, dude. Oh. A company in Colorado had a team building event and climbed a 14er mountain. Oops. They left a team member on the mountain overnight. Okay. If we're going to lunch, I'll drive. If we're going to the woods, I'm not going. I would not trust the people I work with to not leave me on a mountain. Oh, that's scary, Katie. That's scary. I'm lucky everyone I work with is at least 10 to 15 years older than me. So their camping days are over. Oh, man. Oh. You know, that would be the worst. And then they're going to talk about you forever at your job because you're the guy, you're that person who got left on the mountain. You're going to be famous in that town forever. They're going to have a picture of you and they're going to have your newspaper clip in and everything. Oh. That would be the worst team building exercise ever. I bet you that person does not work for that company anymore. I've been to Colorado. I can totally see that. Man, that makes our team building exercises look terrible. We have pizza parties in the rec room. Oh. Okay. Pin. The pinning, you know, I always get quiet when I pin. It's because it's the one time I have to pay attention. Perfect. Because something like this I've done hundreds of times, but you know, for people who sew, it is so easy to make a mistake because you're like, oh, I've done this 1,000 times, and then you make a utter and complete rookie mistake, which to me is still a good reminder to pay attention. You never know your co-workers until you're in a Brokeback Mountain situation. Gosh, I want to say a long time ago, we all went to the beach and like we all went camping and everything, and it wasn't a disaster. It was just awkward because people are much different off the clock than they are. And they're different. When I can see people treat me different because I'm in management. So there are certain people that have known me because I took the job from my father. So there's certain people that have known me since I was a child and they act accordingly, but there's other people that I don't know, they act weird. uh, So in a social setting, it's different when that person is no longer your boss. They're just another patron. Oh, right. Let me line up the short pieces. Oh, excuse me. It's definitely time for water. Have a great night, Donnell. Thank you so much for stopping by. I absolutely appreciate you stopping by. I love your live streams, and thank you for stopping by. I'm eventually going to finish this. And these ridiculous spants will be coming to a short near you. And I'm working on my Friday shows as well. Kind of always working on my Friday shows. I was filming today and I'm like, wait a minute, for some reason I was a day off. Have you ever been a day off where you're like, someone's like, hey, it's Wednesday, and you're like, oh, I thought it was Thursday. Today definitely had a Thursday feeling. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh. But for some reason, I felt like I was a day off. And in a very famous manner, more than once, I have put, it's Monday night sewing and it's Wednesday. More than once I have done that. All right, let's check the bobbin. Do you know, lately I'm tired of my own shenanigans, so I have not been playing bobbin roulette. Wow, I can't find my scissors, so I'm busting out my Cutco scissors. Good old trusty Cutco. Yay, have a great night, Donnell. These Cutcos are so old, I remember the person who gave the sales pitch. I wonder what I did with all my other scissors. They're probably somewhere right in front of me. But with all the sewing that I do, they fall on the floor. All kinds of things happen. I don't know if I have enough for a project for that. Oh, let's just start sewing. I constantly go back and forth with, do I have enough in the bobbin? Do I not? But in the end, I'm just going to end up rewinding it anyway. So I might as well finish out the bobbin. And then if you have a half-filled bobbin, what do you do with it? So I try to run them down to the end. But because I do intricate sewing sometimes, it's always in an extremely inconvenient moment when the bobbin runs out. Perfect. Perfect. I can't believe I had to bust out my Cutco scissors. A long time ago, back in the door-to-door salesman days, my brother was a Cutco salesman. And I'm not kidding you, that those scissors were probably his first sale because they were to my parents. Beautiful. And for anyone wondering, Cutco is still around. Today in 1969, Jack Black was born. Oh, I knocked that camera over. And did the bobbin run out? That wasn't eventful. That was eventful. All right, I might have to wind the bobbin. That was so strange. Why did you stop? I told the story about Jack Black last time. Moral of the story is always listen to your mother. My mom was 100% right, and because she watches my live streams, she's gonna laugh when she sees that it was Jack Black's birthday. Oh. She actually manages a few patents, so she was not kidding when she told me that I should have got that patent. Okay, let me line this up real quick because that's going to get out of hand if they are not lined up when I sew the other pieces together. You know, I'm going to laugh when I see a YouTube video of this kid of, I survived the Goodwill. This crazy man walked up to me and had an anxiety attack about a sewing machine. Oh. I'm going to laugh. Or when he comments on my video, I'm going to offer him $15 for the machine. Oh. You know, there has to be some irony there somewhere. I guarantee you I'm going to see that thing in a message board somewhere. And I'm going to tell the story. Tweed is thick. You know, tweed is an amazing material, but it is thick. Oh. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so we're playing bobbin roulette. The question is, do we have enough for the last piece? Well, hopefully the last piece. All right. Beautiful. Perfect. Oh, this is going to be a crazy reveal because these are humongous. These might not be spants. They might just be pants. Or they might be Oh, let's stop with the speculation and let's find out. First, I just got to check to make sure there's no daylight here. Wow. Wow. Sorry, I was checking something real quick. All right. Moment of truth, like I always say. Let me check for pins. Do you know, lately I've been really bad at pins. I need to clean my drawer out and find my metal detector. Because in this room, I have real hand wand metal detectors, not just the ones that are for my beach combing enthusiasts. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. No daylight. That rarely happens. One of the reasons I love spants, like I said, I'm not a big shorts person. These are basically pants. Oh, I might add some cargos on that, depending on how much material I have left. All right, so I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then I'm going to try these things on. Oh, those are humongous. Here in the House of Sewing, you get dinner, theater, and a show. We are all encompassing here in the House of Sewing. Oh. All right, so let me first let me make sure that this is the only angle. Oh, I see a mistake. Oh, hold on, I see a mistake I have to fix. Oh, that's a big one too. Well, kind of. Perfect. We feed you a bunch of potatoes, then we feed you a bunch of hot. We feed you a bunch of potatoes, then we feed you a bunch of hot air. Do you know I had this like revelation the other day that I'm addicted to potatoes, but really it's just because I love tater tots. And one day that sewing machine will be turned on. I love French fries, hash browns. Oh, see, we're talking about food again. We're talking about food again. You know, when people talk about like, oh, you're thirsty and you're hungry, I don't think we're talking about the same thing. My ancestors proved without a doubt that you can live on potatoes. I think it's because I'm addicted to sauce as well. I'm a sauce guy. Oh, these are going to be basically pants. Oh, these are going to be hilarious. I also eat a lot of rice, but who doesn't? I feel like where is there a culture that does not eat rice? I feel like in the modern era, we all of our cultures are kind of blended into each other. Well, I live in the West. I apologize. That's a little American exceptionalism right there. I live in the West. My culture has imposed itself on everything. Oh, all right. I'm gonna add belt loops on this. If this rips, I'm gonna cry. Oh, that's so. Well, if I sag them, they're basically pants. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna grab my belt. I'm gonna flop that over and put these. Oh, oh, these are hilarious. Perfect. Ireland was so poor that you'd eat potatoes and you might get some meat at Christmas or Easter until the potato famine did us in. Absolutely. Okay. Perfect. Let me fix that bunching in the front. Oh man. Hold on, let me fix that real quick with a pair of scissors. I'm gonna edge this and everything. You know, tweed has this it's a really stringy material. Hold on, let me go get a pair of shoes. Oh, these make me look like I'm shorter than what I really. This is my version of shorts, kids. See? I'm barely showing ankle. Oh, these are hilarious. I love making spans. I wear these all the time. And people ask me, hey, where'd you get those? Where did you get those? I am definitely not one of those people that wears 1970s shorts. I'm barely showing ankle. Oh. I'm definitely calling this a victory. These spans, if I wore these a little bit lower, they would basically be pants. I'm ready for the pirate ship. I'm ready for a flood. Hold on, let's do the kick of approval. Oh, no. There was no ripping. Not even cartilage this time. You could get them a pair for $500. You know, that's another thing. When I see prices of clothes online, people are crazy for what they have. Oh, I'm in love. I am in love. This was definitely a victory in the house of sewing. I didn't know what to do with this material because I just didn't have enough. Because I make huge projects. I make jackets. I make all kind of funky stuff. But with something like this, these are beautiful. Later tonight, I'm going to go back and line the bottom of it, but these are perfect. I get them from a guy in Kansas. He only sells them through a limited number of representatives. Oh, good times. Good times. And spans are a great project for streaming too. 2 hours. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, sitting down is also another test. Perfect. All right. So let me switch my camera. Oh, that camera fell while I was sewing. It's so funny. I have to figure out a good place for my sewing camera. It becomes an action camera. So if anything comes near it, it literally falls and you see everything that's under my desk. But hold on, let me show from a different angle. These are perfect. These are basically long pants. So you can be prudish and wear long pants at the same time. I have fallen in love with the style, the look, and in a weird way, it's become a signature. Like I wear stuff like this to work. Yeah, on office days, because you have to dress like a civilian at work. But this was a great live stream. This was an amazing live stream. I cried for a half an hour about that young man that got that sewing machine. Not mad about it. Not bad about it at all. Some young neck beard. And you know the funny thing is, I will laugh if 5 or 6 years from now he is me. If that's the beginning of him hoarding sewing machines, then maybe meeting old Uncle Sewing will send him on the right path. Oh, looks like my kindergarten drawings. Oh, you're talking about, these are these look like movie theater. These remind me of the drapes of a movie theater I used to go to, and now that movie theater is Scribble Chance. That movie theater is now a mega church because it was a 10 theater movie theater, and this reminds me of the drapes they had in there because their theme was black and gold, because black and gold's regal. Oh, I like that. The scribble shorts. Oh man. Oh, sorry, I had to take a coffee break. Do you know, I always say I'm not going to go that long. 2 hours later, 3 hours later. But that's the thing about sewing is that, I start off joking, having a good time, but I actually am making things. This is a little bit different. This weekend, I have really, really intricate plans. I'm thinking about making an entire outfit out of that weird brown material that I have. It's going to be funky. It's going to be funky when I make, because I think I have 8 yards. And that's enough for a full outfit, at least a coat with some pants. Background of school pigs. Oh, good times. Some church that's basically a cult around here wants to buy an old car dealership for the new church. It costs 1.1 million. Property taxes $20,000 a year. Insane. That reminds me. I don't even know how they can afford that because where I live, property value is through the roof. But they now have one of the biggest buildings in my town, and one of the largest parking lots too. They convinced the wife of a guy I know to divorce him so he could do more stuff for their church. Yikes. He was on the ropes there for a while. Divorce is I've gone through divorce. It's not fun. It is not fun. He doesn't go there anymore, obviously. If anyone ever tried to get involved in my life with that, I don't know if I could face you anymore like that. At all. That reminds me. I don't know if I brought it up, but people are protesting the church my mom goes to. And I can't even say online what they're doing, because my mom walked into church and they had security guards. And she's like, what are they doing here? Because the church my mom goes to is literally all 70-year-old men and women. So it's not like anybody's in there trying to fight anybody. But it's just funny. So they asked if me and some of my biker friends could go down there. But the people haven't come back to protest yet. They're gonna get a big scare if they do. But it's crazy. It is just the whole process on either side. It's just crazy. But I want to know why they're protesting, but no one's saying why. Oh, let me check my notes. I had all kinds of fun stuff, but I ended up talking for a half an hour. But oh, I'm gonna have to fix my dryer. A while ago, I watched Pam from Made by Pam fix her dryer. And she inspired me. And so to this day, like people think I'm kidding. I'm not. I do that for a living. I would never take my own dryer apart. She's inspired me. I'm going to take my dryer apart. There's something wrong with it. It's starting to squeak, and I'm not going to let it go. I have the tools, I have the know-how, and I might go look up Pam's old stream. I'm not kidding you. I have to fix my dryer, and because of Made by Pam, I'm inspired to fix it by myself. I'm hoping it's just really caked because I haven't been taking care of it, but I have a bad feeling I'm going to have to get a new dryer. I recently bought a new washing machine because I had no choice, but they're weirdly affordable. Well, I don't know. Affordable is relative. The price has gone down. Let's just say that. So I am not happy because I'm going to have to buy a new dryer, and it's squeaking. It is squeaking loud. And every time it starts screeching, I'm like, not you. Do not betray me, dryer. Do not betray me. And I do have a Lowe's account, but then I don't want to owe Lowe's money. All right. We came, we saw, made new friends here in the House of Sewing. Tonight was a beautiful night. And that's what we're all about, is just having a good time, coming around friends and talking about the intricacies and the craziness of life. I hope everybody had a good time. I did. I'll be back at it on Saturday. I'm gonna have my Friday sews out as soon as possible because I'm gonna have to get up early on Friday. So my Friday sews might be out early Thursday evening. The House of Sewing is growing. And in all sincerity, I want to thank everybody. And like that cliche thing that YouTubers say, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Everybody is appreciated here. Oh, hold on. Let me, I have to look something up real quick. There it is. All right. Well, I've had a great night. I waffled about some annoying kid. I thank everybody for being here. I'll be back at it on Saturday. We definitely came and saw and conquered here in the House of Sewing tonight. And I want to leave with something funny tonight. To that young man who bought that sewing machine, I want to say something to you. Hello, my name is Inyo Montoya. You killed my sewing machine. Prepared to die. I had to get some Princess Bride in there. I hope everybody has a great night. I'll be back at it on Saturday. I'm gonna continue to be making shorts. I appreciate everybody who watches my shorts. Like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely avenge that sewing machine. And I will see you next time. Bye.